Just a second. Oh, here I am. How are you? Welcome, everyone. Apparently, I'm on my own. It doesn't matter. I don't usually do videos at this hour, but there's so much to say, and I've nothing else to do, and so I decided to do a live and talk about the latest two videos. One moment, please. Let me just take that off. The last two videos, Mary's comments and the comparison of medicine comparison of Digetan, human, and Urma. So, okay, first of all, if you've read my the description of this live, it is really hot here right now, really hot. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so the heat is strong. And I'm by the window where the sun just hits the window. So it's generating heat, and I'm standing right beside it. I have the fan on, and I debated whether to do this live. I might suffer a heat stroke, so anything can happen right now. So this is all I'm wearing. Let's start. Okay. Now, as Mary said, that she now has a little bit more experience. She's not. She wasn't going to go very deep on explaining about medicine. Also, on YouTube, you cannot really dive into medicine. So because she was very sick in the last few months of 2024, she discovered the different ways that the medicine and here on Earth, Taygeta and Ulma work, which is really interesting. So we start with the Earth's medicine, how it works. Obviously, you know how it works. Basically, it is the cabal has control over the medicine and the drugs that are dispensed for your treatments. Basically, it is to suppress your symptoms. It's not really to cure of anything. They don't look for the root of the illness, of the problem. They just give you something to suppress the symptoms, and we all know that. And apparently, nothing will ever be done about it, because that is the way the cabal control this earth, so that you are kept sick. Now, the idea here, the medicine here on earth, we're talking about the traditional one. We're not talking about the alternative medicines, which really look into the root of the problem. We're talking about the traditional one, the one that most of the humans use. As we know, the medicine here, it's a business model. It has nothing to do with treating you in any way at all. It is a business model. Basically, how can they make profit? And at the same time, how they can control population and keep them sick, so that when they give you medicine, you're basically you depend on it for pain suppression. So also the medicine that they give you is for you to be, how can I say this, addicted to it. So you go back for more and more, and basically they just make a lot of profit. That's the whole idea of the medicine here on earth. And obviously you know that already. Now, I was just before this I knew about this Take and Disclosure, I would realize this was going on, and I thought, how can this be? I mean, it makes no sense. Anyway, I started looking at the drug companies, the companies that actually make the little pill that you take every time the doctor gives you for whatever ailment you've got. And I thought to myself, who makes these type of drugs? I mean, who are they? Who are these people? Who are these scientists who are making these medicine that give you these horrible side effects? And they do not cure anything. They just suppress the symptoms. They suppress the pain. And I started digging, and I And I came to the realization, and you can check this, that there is one company in the world that controls all the other drug companies, and that's Vanguard. Now they say that Vanguard and BlackRock are the two main ones. No, Vanguard is the owner of BlackRock, and they both control all the other drug companies. How do they control them? Well, all the companies are publicly traded. So obviously they have the majority of shares, and they basically win with their votes on how they manage this. So they have the monopoly basically of the drugs that are given to everyone on earth. Now, obviously, there's a lot of controversy around this. There's a lot of people that are do not agree with this, but nothing is going to be ever be done about it. So this is how they control the drugs that are prescribed to you. Now, funny how these companies are companies that really talk about helping the environment due to these, the supposedly climate change. And they were obviously big players in the papayas that many people received in the last 4 years. Funny that. Now, I mean, just knowing about what I just told you, that ring bells, right? There is something really, really, really wrong about medicine here on Earth. I mean, it's so in your face. It's amazing. It's just amazing. Everything that is being controlled here is in your face. Nothing is really secret, or nothing is being hidden behind doors. It's right there on your face. Interesting, isn't it? So much power they have. Now, one of the things that Mary says that, and this is true, the traditional medicine, it is very effective and very good to use when you're basically broken. You know, if I'm in a car crash and all my insides are outside, they are really good at putting back my insides and, healing me, or healing a broken bone. So the medicine in that regard, it's really good here. Now they have to, I think they really need to, I think they haven't touched that aspect of medicine in that regard, that it works. It's because they need people to go back to work, basically. That's why the other type of illnesses where you're not literally broken, they just suppress the symptoms so that you can go back to work the next day. That's basically the medicine that the traditional medicine does for you. Absolutely nothing. It just suppresses your symptoms. It's amazing, isn't it? It's just, and it keeps going. And there is apparently nothing people can do about it. Why? Well, for the simple reason that people that control this earth have advanced technology that we could ever think of. They are more intelligent. It's true, because we are suppressed. And they use force against us. Interesting, isn't it? Okay, here we go. This is a really fun subject, especially when you're sick, right? When you're sick and you're just in horrible pain. This makes it a really fun subject to talk about. I'm actually not in pain or sick at the moment, but when I am, anyway, here we go. Here we go. Let me see. Now, we do know that there are really good doctors out there, but they are obviously being threatened, eliminated, or under attack by the system. So they cannot basically, they cannot actually do their work, the good work that they can provide to the human race. So they have the good doctors, the ones that realize what is going on. It's really hard for them to practice their profession. So that's why many doctors and scientists decide to leave universities, wherever they are working, hospitals, whatever, and they just leave and they start writing books and they find a way to get an income in a different way, usually selling books, and help people this way. So the good thing about this is that there are books out there are videos, and they are there teaching you many things about medicine, about your body, about how to cure yourself. So all you have to do is take the responsibility, as Mary said, and read and just see, read and figure it out on your own. And for some reason, they make it so that people think that treating yourself and everything in relation to medicine or the health aspect of the body, it's really difficult to understand. It is not difficult. Seriously, I can confirm this to you. I studied a postgraduate diploma in molecular biology at university. And I can tell you, it is not difficult. Genetics, it's a little bit tricky, but with a little more study, then you can get through it. But really, it's not difficult to learn and understand. And sometimes you just need to learn the basics to know how to heal yourself. So just go ahead and read those books, and you will find an answer to your treatments. You will find treatments out there. Seriously, it's not that difficult. And I am not Einstein level. I don't have a high IQ. I'm really normal in that regard. Just so you know, this is what I know for sure. And I can confirm this to you. Really, I can confirm this to you. It's amazing what you can learn at basic level in chemistry and biology. For example, chemistry 101. Introduction to chemistry. This is where you find out that, for example, shampoo that was sold previously, before there was shampoo and conditioner, there was just shampoo. They sold shampoo without the conditioner. And we're like, so what happened to the hair? Was it, horrible? And they said, no, the shampoo was included with the conditioner. So you just had to buy one product to wash your hair. But then they decided that they wanted more money. So they took out the conditioner from the shampoo and made two products. So you had to buy two products. Simple. So you learn a lot of things in Chemistry 101. And it's interesting because Gosha is actually now asking for videos for people to send in for her new channel, Space Academy. And I'm just thinking about these things, that you when you just study a little bit, you realize there's something really off about this world. There's something going on here, and it is true. There is something going on here. It's not you that it's going crazy. Now let's go to Tagetan medicine. Tagetan medicine. Now, Tagetan medicine, it's actually quite similar in some regards to the alternative medicine here on Earth, where they use herbal medicine. And they also use the scalpel. However, they do have advanced technology, so their surgery is done with medical pods. So that's kind of a big difference between Taikita and human medicine. But in regards to alternative medicine using herbs, it's very similar to earth, which is quite nice to know, actually. Now, I'm just going to say a quick hello to everyone, just in case there's something going on and I'm not aware of. Lula Star, hello, how are you? Nice to see you. Sound and image good. Thank you for that. Oh, it's midnight there. Oh my goodness, you're awake. Thank you. It's 4 o'clock here. Hello, Mary Juarez, how are you? Hello, Chu. Nice to see you here. Robert from Australia, hello. You don't feel well, but just listening. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I hope you get better soon. Hugs to you. Take care. Drink water. That reminds me to drink water. It's so hot here. I have the fan right behind me, and I'm wearing no pants. I'm not shy, by the way. Lida, hello, Lida. How are you? Lida Triana, nice to see you here. Thank you. Mary Juarez says, illnesses are just a great business here on earth. Yeah, we are nothing but a big dollar sign for the big pharma mafia. Yes, pharma mafia. That's the right word for it. Jaime Cubides, hello, how are you? Welcome. So, now, one of the things that Mary says about the Tagetan medicine is that it's painfully slow to work. And it is, just like the alternative medicines here. It's really slow to work. I've tried homeopathy, that's really long. I've tried acupuncture, that can take you years, acupressure as well. I've tried many types of medicine, and it takes actually quite long to heal, but it does work. I'm glad to know that it takes just as long in Taygeta, because I thought maybe we're not doing it right. Maybe why is it taking so long to heal? So I'm glad they take just as long in Taygeta. I found that really surprising. I thought they would make it faster. Obviously, they do use a bit of chemicals, but if they use chemicals in their treatments, and it's basically to enhance the herbal healing aspect. So they enhance it with chemicals if they ever use chemicals, and that's the only reason they would use a chemical. Not like here, they use chemicals to actually make you sick. The side effects, that's the whole point of the medicine, for the side effects, not to treat you. It's amazing, isn't it? It's just. Now, she says that the metabolic problems and the chronic illnesses, anything like diabetes, it's not found in Taygeta. It's very, very rare, even though they do consume. This is interesting. See, they didn't tell us, Taygetans did not tell us that. Aha, they eat a lot of sugars, carbohydrates. They like their cakes. Yeah, and they are prone to abuse it, like candy as well. And breads. Who knew? Myself, since always, I love cakes, cookies, not candy, but yeah, cakes, cookies, desserts. Oh God, I love them. So yes, I understand that. Yes, I do that here as well. I find it interesting that when you are in immersion, like I am, that some of these aspects they carry to your present body, like for me. So I think my love for cakes and desserts actually comes from my Tagetan body. It's funny because I think it's more in my head because I don't really eat a lot of it. However, when I do, I get really excited about it. And I've never really understood that part of me. Now I get it. I just love it. Oh, just love it. All you need, I think, all the Tagetans need now is coffee, right? Now my internet's a bit slow, so I am looking a bit weird, unfortunately. Let me see if I can close some windows. Maybe I can close some windows. How about I close this window here? Let me just see if I can close anything. How unfortunate. Yeah, I'm not looking very good, am I? Mm. But you can hear me well, right? You can. My image is low, right? And chocolate. I love chocolate too. Oh, I am addicted. Okay, it's true. I'm addicted to chocolate. Oh my God. Yeah, it's delicious. Okay, so all food, yes. Now, this is interesting. She says that the Tibetans also use healing frequencies and sounds. I love that. You know why I love that? Because recently, only recently, I knew about this. I knew about the healing sounds and so on, and I knew it, they work, but I never really looked into it, and I never really had the opportunity to experience it because there are so many things to experience. And recently, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, I went into this crystal shop. They sell crystals, and they had these crystal bowls, different sizes, big and small. And the girl, the owner of this place, plays the bowls for healing, and she would bang them, and it makes this frequency, this sound that she said it's quite healing. So you kind of play a little music between them. You know, you touch them, and then you go around the bowl, and it makes a sound. So the harder you press the stick to the bowl, the stronger and the higher the sound that it makes. So you start playing, and it's like music. And I asked her to show me because I said to her, I'm interested in buying one bowl because it's really expensive. All I could afford was one. And she said, sure. And be careful when you do this. She started playing the bowl. And it got to a point that I was begging her to stop because I was just, it was so strong, and I felt all my cells just, I feel like I was going to explode. And I was begging her to stop, and I was thinking, I'm going to run out of the shop because I cannot take it. It was too much. And she just thought I was exaggerating, and I was begging her to stop. Finally she did. And I didn't buy anything because my frequency was crazy. I went home, and and after about an hour, I became really hyperactive, like really hyperactive, like like drinking 4 cups of coffee, you know, one behind the other, and I just went crazy. I was jumping off the walls, bouncing off the walls, and I was just euphoric. And I thought, wow, that really works. But it was way too much because I kind of went nuts. Um, so it does work. And I think it's fantastic. If you have the opportunity, this is my experience with crystal balls. Okay. Not Tibetan bowls. Those are metallic ones, but these are crystal ones. It is amazing. So, yeah. Anyway, in regards to Tagetan healing and frequency sounds, they are designed to restore specific organs or tissues or the entire body. They also use bells, metal tubes, string instruments, and sound bowls. See, sound bowls. And the sound and frequency medical pods are also known as dry pods. So those are the dry pods that they always mention. This is so interesting. Instead of the wet pod. She says that specific frequencies are also used as a replacement for chemically induced, and this is interesting, induced anesthesia. Anesthesia. How do you say it? Anesthesia. Like, you know what I mean. They put you out. As patients are placed under altering their brain waves. I find that amazing. I had no idea that could work. See, so I've been thinking about this. Could we use that to our advantage? For example, there are some times where I just want to knock myself out to go through a really bad cold, for example. This is something I've been thinking about seriously, because when I get a cold, I feel like I'm going to die. Seriously, it's just, I hate the feeling of a cold or a flu. And I think to myself, how about just putting me under anesthesia and just makes me sleep for 3 days and wake me up in 3 days' time, and I'm going to be fine. So I wonder if we can use something like this to basically knock us out while we are going through the worst part of a cold. Would it work? I sincerely would try it, because I really hate being sick with a cold or the flu. So I'm going to look into that, and I'll get back to you on that. So maybe we can knock ourselves out when it is inconvenient for us. Remember to tell your family before you do it. My family already know that I am a little different from them, so they're not going to be surprised or anything. Now, this is the good part. Also, medical pod, the wet one. This truly fascinates me. It is a high energy based container filled with special oxygenated liquid that can be breathed in. The person floats in there, and it's kept at 0 gravity for as long as needed. And the person is kept in an induced coma using a specific frequency. See, we can induce ourselves into a coma when it is convenient. I'm half kidding about that, actually. Seriously. They're kept in an induced coma while specially developed stem cells are pumped into the liquid. Isn't that fascinating? Stem cells are fascinating. Stem cells are I did a little research on stem cells to find out what Earth was doing. Earth people was doing with stem cell research, and not much apparently. They are going. I think there is some policies in place so that stem cell research doesn't go in the way of actually helping humans. They are basically using it to enhance the medicine that's already out there. It's ridiculous. But stem cell research is the way to go if you are a young person or not. If you want to get into science, go for stem cell research and do it your own way. You might find yourself with a lot of, I don't know, obstacles there, but it's very satisfying. It's a beautiful work. So after you're being pumped with stem cells in the liquid that you are immersed in, there is a highly accurate near molecular level super hologram of the patient's healthy body that is superimposed onto the real one. And using the frequency of dominant frequency, the patient's either regenerates to the correct specifications in the high energy hologram or replaced with new stem cells. You know, I've seen this. It's amazing how all this can be seen in science fiction series or movies, which is good and terrible in some ways, because people who don't believe in this, they'll just say, oh no, this is artificial intelligence, and just people who took the information out of science fiction and put it here. So they've done all this on purpose. They've done these science fiction movies and series to basically make people who are, you know, waking up as such, and making it really difficult for people to believe all this, because for them in their head it's already science fiction. It's something for children to play with, something to have fun with, but nothing real. But I've seen this in Star Trek, actually. This type of medical advancements of the pod, it's seen on Star Trek. And at this detail level, believe it or not. I'm a fan of Star Trek, so that's why I know. I'm going to say quickly hello again, just in case something is going on. Yes, I sound okay. Thank you so much. Wonderful. As long as I sound good, it doesn't matter to me too much if I look weird, because I sometimes see myself in the videos and I look like, you know, the video stops when I look terrible. But you know, it doesn't matter to me anymore. As long as you can hear me, which is good. Thank you so much, Anjo. Welcome. How are you? It's watchable. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate it. It's my internet. I think it's my internet, unfortunately. Robert says, thank you for your heartfelt healing. It's probably just man flu. Man flu? Interesting. So there is a woman flu? What's man flu? I'm missing out on something. Would you mind explaining what man flu is? What you're trying to tell me with man flu? I didn't get that. There's a woman flu? I didn't get it. Lula Star says, when you get a boost of energy like that, you absorb it with your aura. A lot of positive energy suddenly causes that effect. You just have to learn your tone. Interesting. Thank you for that, Lula. Interesting. Jason Doherty, stem cells are the base cells all can be made from. Exactly. They are undifferentiated cells. So before your cell becomes a cell in your eye cell or your skin cells or liver cell, it is a stem cell. Interesting. I love stem cells. Did you know that the first surgery, apparently the first as we know it in history, the first surgery, non-surgery of stem cell was done in Spain. And it was a doctor that was treating quadriplegic. And he basically, I'm just gonna simplify this. He took the stem cells out of this part of the face, the third eye, Some people will call it third eye. Here, you have stem cells here. He took the stem cells out of here, sucked them out, and inserted and put them in on the patient's um, uh, spinal column where the injury was, and he inserted those stem cells from here. And I'm not sure. I think he did it in one surgery. So he took the stem cells out and put it on the on the ah, on the oh my god, I forgot the spinal cord. Inserted it there. And he started seeing people started seeing the effects of it, and it started working. So some patients, it started working. They were able to feel things in their hands, on their feet. But basically, that was one of the first surgeries made with stem cells. It was in Spain. Interesting. I found that fascinating. So just remember, all this is not difficult. It's not difficult to learn. They make us think it is so they can control it. It's not true. Lula Star says binaural sounds can cause you to sleep deeply, right? Okay, imagine that instead of being a sound that vibrates only in your brain, it is in every cell of your body, anesthesia. Oh, wow, that's interesting. Oh, I like that. Thank you for that. Look at that. No, I recently discovered everything about sound healing. I find it so amazing. Robert Australis, he says, the chat jumped. Oh no, the chat jumped. Oh, he says, what I do for cold flu, starve a cold. Feed the fever, meaning rug up, sweat it out. Oh, drink water, water. A little chicken brother, brother, broth, a little chicken broth, dry toast. This works for me. Really? I'm gonna try it next time. I hope I never get a cold ever in my life again. But just in case I ever do, I will try that. I'm such a wuss in regards to this. I'm such a wimp when it comes to anything that makes me sick, that I just lie there like an unconscious person and tell people I'm gonna die and just scream in agony. Then I start crying and I look a mess. Seriously, I'm such a wuss when it comes to being sick. I am very brave in in other parts of my life, but when I get sick, I just can't handle. I hate it. So I actually almost never do get sick. Lula Star says doing prolonged fast of more than 16 hours. Oh, I will. Is when your body begins to create stem cells naturally. If at that moment you immerse yourself in a room with healing vibrations, it is the same as a dry pod. Oh, that is so great information. I'm going to try it. Oh, that is brilliant. I'm going to do that. I'm going to write that down. Just one moment, please. People, write that down. 16 hours. Starve myself for 16. For me, that's starvation, by the way. Starvation. 16 hours without eating. Starvation. Okay, so I starve myself for 16 hours. And then I put, okay, so naturally at that moment, I immerse in healing vibration in a room. I'm going to do that. Thank you so much, Lula Star. We should all try it. See what happens. Wow, brilliant. Jaime Cubides says, Robert, ginger, oregano teas, green tea, matcha. I like kombucha a lot. There is olive leaves extract sold on Amazon too, very potent. Uh-huh. Jason says, Jason Doherty, the secret of the chicken soup for cure of a cold was never the soup alone. It was the silver spoon used to stir the soup and left in the pot as the soup boiled. The silver that came from the spoon. Are you serious? The saying of steal the silver and make a family sick. Wow, you guys are full of amazing information. I had no idea. Jason says, born with a silver spoon in the mouth was you never got sick. See, this is why I love having conversations with you guys. This is why I love communication. This is brilliant. See, we can all use this. See, this is the great thing. We can use it. Literally, we can do this to heal ourselves. We have so much information between us. Wow. It's why a newborn gift is a little silver spoon. How neat. Robert Australia, man flu. I don't know what man flu is, so he's explaining it to me. He says, we over exaggerate. We moan and groan a lot and want to be pampered like we are the only ones on the planet. I love it. I didn't know man flu. That's adorable. Okay. See, to us women, that's adorable. That's so cute. Oh, I'm like that actually as well. But I like to be left alone, just alone. Leave me alone so that I can scream and cry and look miserable. Thank you for that. That was fun. I didn't know. It's adorable. Oh, Vitoto, he loves Victor Vargas. He loves everything about movies and soccer, football. There's no such thing as woman flu. See, I didn't know what man flu was. I thought there was something, I don't know, something else. Okay, I'm gonna continue with the medicine. See, this is great. Okay, let me drink water or else. Okay, so we've done the wet pod. Interesting. Also, she says this is good. That any impurities or foreign materials and any unwanted organisms are slowly extracted from the patient's body, neutralized, and taken away by its filters. So basically, everything that is not wanted, it's filtered out. So I'm thinking, if I'm ever extracted, by the way, CIC, take note. If I'm ever extracted, if I go into the wet pod, because well, the thing is, I don't have any foreign objects. But if someone were to have metal plates somewhere to heal a bone or something, I guess everything that's not supposed to be there naturally, it's removed and taken away. Brilliant, isn't it? See, that's why we don't have that technology here. What's the point of making you healthy? They cannot exploit you otherwise. So they have to make you sick to exploit you. And if you have an ailment, a headache, and you cannot work, they suppress the pain so you can go back to work. They are very efficient in regards to keeping their slaves. just in good enough health so they can continue working, because they want you to work and suffer. Basically, that's it, work and suffer. So they make you happy enough. They leave you to be happy enough so that you don't die or commit or throw yourself over a bridge, and make you really scared of death so you don't jump off a bridge. And yeah, they keep you here. Except for people that do throw themselves off a bridge, it's because the pain is so strong that death, it's better. Actually, it is better. Interesting that the Bible had, before the Bible, had reincarnation in their reincarnation was known. People knew about reincarnation. And when the monarchy started, making people pay their taxes, and they increased their taxes, and people just couldn't pay, they just decided to be gone. And because so many people were going to the other side, they realized that they were going to end up with no people at all to exploit. So they took reincarnation out of the equation. Okay. So Tibetans hardly ever die of illnesses. And some of them let themselves grow a little older to match how long they've been alive for, their age. But I mean, if you are 500, what are you going to look like? I'm thinking they're going to look like, I don't know, 35, 45. So if they are 700 years old, they might go to the extreme of looking, I don't know, like me, because I'm 50. So they're going to look like me, but very healthy. And I do wonder, do they get white hairs when they let themselves grow older? I have so many questions. So they can basically live forever, but many decide, almost all of them decide to die because, well, they have a lot to carry in their mind, a lot of experiences and overwhelming, emotions. So they decided to just go and rest in the astral and then come back for another goal in this wonderful merry-go-round. It's kind of nice, isn't it? It makes sense. Actually, before this disclosure, I always thought about death. And I had this deep, deep feeling that we actually could live forever. And then when you study science, you realize you can. Yes, science tells you that it's really weird that we actually die. I know. Science 101, actually. So I thought to myself, what if we were to live forever? What would that be like? And I realized that I wouldn't want to live forever. But I would live more than 80 years. And I always thought to myself, maybe after 3,000 years, I would probably get tired of having the same body, having the same thoughts, the same life, maybe trying different things. But at the end, it's like, yeah, let's have another perspective. So I had that knowledge within me for some reason. But I think many of us have that knowledge within us. We just think it's science fiction. I thought it made sense. Now let's go to the Urma medicine. See, that's exciting. Now, because this is a very different species, They think very differently. They are felines, so they think as cats. How do cats think? I have no idea. My cat never spoke to me. However, I think she communicated with me telepathically. Cats are amazing. They use as well scalpels, and the medicine can be very similar when needed. They also use herbal medicine and diet. Though their diet, it's not as doesn't have the big variety as the Lyrian one, because they're mostly carnivores, which is actually the diet that I have at the moment. I eat meat, eggs, and a little bit of vegetables just to make it fun. Like small amount of vegetables, like really small amounts, like a courgette, a little bit of tomato. That's it. But basically just meat and eggs. And I feel fantastic. I have energy. Now they use a variance. They use a variance of wet and dry med pods, but they solve all their medical problems by entering some sort of induced collective trance. Fascinating to see the root cause from the astral, from the side of the spirits. I can see that. Looking at cats, I can see that happening. They're so different. They go into the mind of the patient and its energetic astral surroundings to see what ideas and thought patterns and external interferences, which may include lower astral entities that may be causing problems. See, this type of treatment, I think it is a type of treatment that if I were queen, I would introduce it to Taygeta. Or maybe Taygetans don't need it. Maybe humans need it. We need it a lot. Because seriously, sometimes I'm just thinking, what is the root of my problem? Sometimes I just can't see it. I'm going to say hello again. Jason, if you are going to fast, you need a little natural salt in your water. Ah, good one. Yes, especially if you get if you're prone to get cramps. I'm going to buy myself a silver spoon and cook with it. How do I cook a steak with a silver? Spatula. I could probably find like a spatula, a silver spatula, and just put it on put it under the, I don't know, put it on top of my steak, or right in the oil. I don't know, right? I'm thinking, or maybe I just make soup and put a silver spoon. Larry Garza, hello, how are you? Lula Star says, the bowl that the girl in the store played, you already know that it affects you energetically, overloading you. You go and ask for a tone less and notice how you feel, or the first that oh, yes, I know because I played all of them because she had 7 of them, and there's one sound that I just loved. So I know which bowl I'm going to buy. I love that sound. It was really nice. So thank you for that. Yeah, I'm not going to buy all of them because it's playing all of them. It's gonna make me go nuts. Thank you for that. Yes, she says, do not resist the vibration. Embrace it. Now that you know the effect it has on you, you can interpret it differently and assimilate it. Exactly. It's great, isn't it? Jason says on the 747 on takeoff, sitting across the 4 engines, they ring like a bell. Do they? It really is amazing. Huh, had no idea. Oh, you're right, Jason. Use a silver knife and fork. Buy it at the jeweler's. Be prepared to pay lots. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna start using silver cutlery. Spoon. Yes, I'm gonna do that. That's a good investment. Fabulous. Okay. So, the Urma, basically, the Urma, she says that well, the Urma can do all this type of healing because they live half of the time in the astral. She says the conscious, the subconscious, and the unconscious ideas, thought patterns, and energetic soul dynamics that led the patients to get sick are solved when they are brought into the light by them, and their skillful medical staff also solving the medical issue with intervention of their spirit guide to call it something, which Mary calls it the cosmic cat. So they basically work on the patient as a group, as a collective. Isn't that beautiful? See, we need that type of healing here. Get a few cats and get yourself healed. Let's go to the comments on Mary's comments. News, drink more water. 1 hour. It's really hot here. Oh my God. I'm not sweating. So that's good. News, number 61. Now, this is good. She said that many of us deducted the following, that 19 of the 24 High Council members were from Earth. They were from the human government and cabal operatives. Human government. Human government. So the government that we saw here that died, they were placed as High Council members of Taygeta. You know, the president of Chile, the ex-president of Chile, Piñera, he died in the last 5 years. I wonder if he was one of them. I don't think he was one of them. I wonder who it was. I wonder who these people, because they gave us Taygeta names. They didn't give us human names. Obviously, they had to give them Taygeta names so the Taygetans could basically. So how did that work? I just don't know how it worked. Because I wonder, I'm just, yeah, no, I think it was possible for them to do it. Um, I wonder if anyone from the monarchy got to be part of the High Council. But then I think, isn't the monarchy like Elizabeth a reptile? So didn't she turn into a reptile while she was outside? Or did she look like when she was younger? And someone in the chat said, these people that died, they were not attractive people when they were young. Because, as we think that all Targaryens are very attractive, and they seem to be all very attractive. So how did they get away with this one? So 19 ugly people sat at the High Council of Taygeta, and Taygetans didn't think anything about it? How were they duped? I mean, the Taygetan civilization, the society, how were they manipulated? They must have used many things. I mean, 5 of those Taygetans of that 24, 5 of them are Taygetans. So they knew how to manipulate things. So there was a lot of manipulation there, obviously, for them to get away with it. So they obviously changed their names to Taygetan names. So the names that we see on the list, 19 of them, are not really their real names. So they had been in government from at least 2018. Since at least 2018. At least 2018. So that's 6 years. It's amazing. Then again, there is a difference between time and Taygeta and time here. So she asks, how could Taygetan citizens, being corrupted to go against their own people, commit treason, etc., in exchange for what? That's what I asked myself. Exchange for what? Especially because at the beginning we thought those 24 people were Taygetans, and I always thought, what were they offered? Not money. They don't need money. Power over what? People. That's all I could think about. Power over people. Now we know they were human. 19 of them were human. So obviously power for them is the best thing ever. They're not going to need money. Who cares? They want power. Power over what? People. They like power over people. That's what I think. That's my point of view. Now these Taygetans, the bottom ones, well, they've been influenced by Earth, low frequency, and they've had a lot of interaction with Earth. So obviously there's something going on there. And I was talking to another friend, Victor Vargas. If you speak Spanish, I'm in another channel. I speak with someone else. Somos La Fuente, it's called. And we were talking about this. And I said to him, well, how could these Tagetans have been so corrupted for them to go against their own people? And we were just thinking, well, maybe they had been a long time here on Earth. And then I said to him, well, how about if they came from another timeline where Taygeta is completely different? It's not so peaceful as it is now. Maybe the timeline that they came from basically mirrors what they are like here. That's like the only explanation I could come up with. Because seriously, I don't know what could a Tagetan get from doing this. Money, power, what for? They have everything. They can do anything. So that's what I'm thinking. Different timeline? Could be. I don't know. I really don't know. However, we were asking how they were able to get the people from Earth to Taygeta. We asked us as well ourselves that question. I mean, how were they able to get into the planet? Because I'm sure Taygetans have some type of security in place to address these possible issues. But since they had the help um, from the Taygetans themselves, the 5 Taygetans, and to get into Taygeta, that makes sense. I can see that happening most certainly. So that was kind of, that's something that makes sense to me. And taking them out from this planet to Taygeta, obviously with the help of the Galactic Federation, from the regressive Galactic Federation through the Alphratans. It makes complete sense. It makes complete sense. And also, they were able to do this because Alphratans, they go in and out of Earth quite a bit. So you see a lot of Alphratan traffic in and out of Earth. So the regressive Galactic Federation used this race to get these people out of Earth and to Taygeta. And then the rotten 5 Taygetans were able to get these people into the planet and help them, put them in these high council seats. Now, they could have. Some people think that maybe they could have used portals, but with portals, the Taygetans would have realized that there were portals being used, so they would have been discovered in that regard. So they do believe that they were taken there with the help of the Galactic Federation, and then the Rotten Taygetans were able to get them in and jump the immigration side of things, immigration check of Taygeta. Okay. So, actually, the 5 Taygetans, the rotten ones, the regressive ones, had they had vast Earth society influence and were part of the repetitive attempts to infiltrate and assimilate Taygeta into Earth Cabal control. They actually came really close to achieving it. All they had to do, all that was left to do, was to take out our Queen Mary, which actually they almost succeeded, as she has confirmed. She had almost actually died of peritonitis. You know, peritonitis here on Earth is really common. It's really, really common. And I wonder if it's due to, at least for humans, it's due to gluten. Because gluten, it seems that it breaks the wall of the intestines in some way. Also, nuts and things like that, you have to really chew them, or else it really affects your the walls of your intestines, the colon. So I think peritonitis, I could be wrong. I actually don't know much about this. But from what I read quickly in Wikipedia, I give my opinion thinking gluten has a lot to do with it. And we eat a lot of gluten. I cannot eat gluten. I get really sick. I swell up like a balloon. It's awful. So she almost died of peritonitis. Actually, they were very close to do this because they would have placed their puppet queen, and that would have been it. And obviously, Captain Gorel came to the rescue, and he activated Protocol 827 to remove Queen Mary from the Sadiclea and give her the appropriate medical help that she needed at the time. Mary keeps repeating Protocol 827. I find that interesting. Obviously, she says that she is now will be much more cautious now, and this is and she jokes. She says that she has 3 New Year's resolutions, and I thought, oh, 3. Let's see what they are. She always surprises me. She says, breathe, eat, and not die. It's actually she's half joking, and it's actually, I think it's a good resolution, and basically that's what would be her main thing, I think, from now on. Eating for her, it is a little bit problematic. She needs the money from here to be able to eat, unless the Federation changes some of its restrictions, which I'm thinking they're not going to, but you never know. And she says that she's alive and angry, but not vengeful angry. But it's she has a much more dangerous kind of anger. It's true. And I do understand that. She says that her anger is the logical and focused one with a purpose and a plan. And she says that no one will touch Taygeta under her watch. Yeah. This is good. This is good. She says that if she says that the problems need to be fixed and on both sides. You can't fix one without the other. Taygeta and planet Earth. We are unfortunately we are tied together, and she says that she will keep being in Earth orbit to resolve this problem as best as she can for as long as she can, because this Earth also is her home. She wasn't born here, but she grew up. The first 13 years of her life she lived on Earth, even though she was able to pop out to the Viera every now and then with her mom. She did live on Earth. She went to school here. She says that she will do her best to become the Earth Cabal's and Dark Galactic Federation biggest problem. Basically what we are doing now. Doesn't that feel good? But she says that she has already started this when she signed the treaty, alliance treaty with the Ulma. And the Ulma, obviously, they work through the Astro, so good luck with attacking them. They're not going to be able to do that. She says that the next step is to convince and instigate the other civilizations in the M45 Pleiades star systems, those who are part of the Alcyone Council. Basically, she asked them to do a complete security check on their own people and discard any possibility of Earth Cabal operatives infiltrating themselves. except the Hyadians. That society is Urma. So they said that they don't need to do this because it would be impossible. They're extremely powerful, and because they have really easy access to the astral, it's really it is not possible for anybody to infiltrate because they can see all. Hmm. Okay. So she will continue to operate here on Earth orbit, and she says that King Ru agrees with her strategy. She will continue to oversee Taygeta, but mostly with remote presence technology, and sometimes in person whenever possible and advisable. So she's basically here as long as she possibly can. Now, there's one thing at the end of the video that she mentioned, and this part, to be honest, was interesting. Myself, I don't really watch any other channel in regards to ET, extraterrestrial information, but she talked about the people who have asked her to talk about and name other races and share what she knows in regards to other races, because she says there are those, she says it's not convenient, there's a problem there, because there are the races that they're mentioned have many fans here and have really big fanatics. And these sometimes are aggressive people who react and behave in a highly regressive manner. And they like to call themselves positive. Now, I have no idea who these people are. Don't follow any of them. I have no idea who they are. She says that her info in regards to these races will conflict with theirs and with the image that they have of these races. So these fans will not be happy about this. And she basically says that she doesn't like them. And apparently these fanatics don't like her either. So, well, what are you going to do? There's always going to be people that are not going to like you. So she also says that she said something interesting at the end. She said she has no right to interfere with their online work by giving her opinions because she doesn't know their hardship they are living. But she says she doesn't live in a rose garden either. It's true. Now we're starting to see that up there, it's really not that wonderful as we think it could be. They do have a lot more they have to take into consideration, which makes life quite hard there, difficult, and you basically threatened. Your life is threatened, just like here, actually. But they do have a lot more problems there, most definitely true. So that's basically the both videos from Mary. They're really good. I enjoy them. I enjoy the medical one because it's given me ideas on how to help myself. And talking to you guys, I'm actually knowing more how to apply the vibration, the frequencies for myself. Thank you for that. Sandy, hello, how are you? Welcome. Welcome, everybody. If I've missed you, I'm sorry, but this video is coming to an end because that's it. And it's really hot here. And I am going to take a very, very cold shower. Gonna drink more water. I'm so sorry for the image. It's low. It's tricky, but I think it's my internet, and unfortunately, I can't do much about it. However, apparently my voice, you can hear it quite well. So I thank you so much for accompanying me in the chats. If you have anything else to say, if you're there watching me later, let me know in the comments if you have any ideas in regards to medical treatments. We would love to know. And thank you for being here. And thank you for keeping me company, guys. I really appreciate it. So I'm going to go now. And have a really good night, a good afternoon, and a good morning. So I'll see you. Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care.